I wanted to journal this, but honestly, I'm gonna make it into like a video format because today made me really solidify my decision, my thoughts, my hot take on boundaries and people. When you start to choose yourself and set boundaries with people, or tell people no, or tell people, hey, you made me feel really uncomfortable with this, people will make you feel bad for setting boundaries. People will make you feel bad for setting boundaries. And it makes you feel like you're crazy. So let me tell you how today made me solidify my thoughts on that. There's actually 3 instances, but I'm going to start with what happened today. Basically, I've been having some beef with this coworker, not even beef, but she was talking to me crazy one week, my last shift before I had my time off from work. So she was talking crazy to me in front of all these tourists, raising her voice at me, and I did not like that. So 2 weeks after my time off, I didn't see her for the next few weeks after my time off because we weren't scheduled on the same day. But today, I happened to see her during my shift. I had to build up the courage because by the way, I've just started setting up boundaries and start telling people no. So I saw her and I knew I had to say something and just tell her, what you did a few weeks ago was not cool. So when I finally did, I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I just accidentally said her name, but she's like, yeah. It was by benches or whatever. So I was like, do you want to sit down? She's like, no, I'd rather not. So I told her, I was like, hey, what you did a few weeks ago wasn't cool. I didn't appreciate your tone. I didn't appreciate you yelling at me. And this lady just straight up started denying it as if, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, that's the mentality she had. So I reframed it a different way. I was like, okay, well, the tone you were taking with me, I did not appreciate it at all. We're coworkers and we're supposed to be a team, so I expect to be communicated with accordingly. I didn't say it like that. I was stuttering a little bit and, acting shy or whatever. When she first started denying it, like, this wasn't the plan. Like, I had a whole script on my head on what I wanted to say to her. I was like, okay, this is going south. So I was just like scattering all over like topics and subjects I needed to bring up to her when I was confronting her. So yeah, this lady straight up started denying it too. And when I was talking to her, she was not like, I was trying to have her sit down so that, we could have an actual conversation. She didn't want to sit down, fine. But when I was talking to her, she was not making eye contact with me. She had a bucket in her hand and she was busy trying to pretend like she was busy with the bucket, busying herself with the bucket. I literally had to follow her like a kid, Mommy, I want cookies, Mommy, I want cookies. That type of following around to just get her attention. And I thought the fact that she was walking away from me as I was trying to talk about something important, it was not coming off the right way. It was very disrespectful in my opinion. So anyway, yeah, that instance, for the briefest moment, she made me feel bad about confronting her. She made me think I was delusional in a way. Like, I imagined the whole thing. We were both there, though. A second instance, way before this, I was talking to a close friend of mine, very close friend of mine. We consider each other family at this point. So I was talking to her about family homes or whatever. Our opinions, like what type of house we want to have when we have our own little families, right? So I said, since I want like 1 to 2 kids at the minimum, I want a small apartment. Nice, small, cute little apartment. We don't need... I like the little things. I like the simple things. So I told my close friend / cousin that. She was asking me why you want that? And I was like, because, like, it's just simplistic and small. We don't have to, like, clean every room, clean this bathroom. So then she was like, so you would just have all your kids just use one bathroom? Like, hypothetically, if I were to get, like, a 1-bathroom apartment for my family. So at the moment, I was like, well, yeah. And she was like, you're not fit to be a mother then. I was like, wait, whoa. I told her, stop. Don't say that. Don't say that. That night, I texted her and I was like, hey, I just want to reiterate on what you said about, the whole not being fit or deserving to be a mother thing. That's like very disrespectful. And you should not say that to me. If you don't want, like, you know, if you don't want that for your family, that's fine. But don't say that I'm not fit to be a mother just because. How this leads up to people making you feel bad about your boundaries is that after I sent that, 2 weeks, 2 weeks went by before she texted me back. I really thought, damn, well, I shouldn't have said that because now I hurt her feelings, right? My feelings were hurt. So I felt like, you know, yeah, there's that. At first I was like, oh, I feel bad. Like, you know, she's not responding to me. Maybe it was the way I said it. Maybe I shouldn't have, you know, asserted myself. But then the second week I was like, no, I'm not. I am not going to feel bad about telling you what is and what isn't okay. Like, that's how a whole relationship works. One last final story, and this is like a little thing. In between the coworker and my close cousin having those two arguments, I took 2 weeks off to go out of state to see my family again. So one night I picked up my sister from the cheer practice, and on the way back, I went to pick up some food from everybody because before I even left the house to pick up my sister, I asked everybody what they wanted to eat. I told them that I was going to this Mexican place restaurant. If I want something from me, just text me. Long story short, everyone texted me their order. I accidentally bought 3 extra meals of the meal I was supposed to get. So instead of 1 order of the meal I wanted, I accidentally bought 2 more. So I bought all the food back home. Those freaking 3 meals I bought plus everyone else's food. My mom did not want anything. I asked her like 1 or 2 times, Mom, do you want anything? No. Mom, do you want anything? No. We started digging in. We were all eating in my mom's room. My mom, my dad, my sister, and me. I was chowing down my food. And for some context, I did not eat anything all day. My mom must have noticed me chowing down on my food because it was really good. Mexican food. Anyway, she must have saw me chowing down on my food because she looked at me. She was like, oh, what's that you got? What'd you order? And I was like, burritos. She was like, let me get a little bite. I said, no. She was like, you're not going to share any of your food with me? This tethers to people making you feel bad about the boundaries thing. I said, no. She's like, why not? And I said, because I don't want to. And this is important. I bought 2 other meals by accident that were the same thing. So I told her, if you want some food that's similar to mine, you can have some of the other trays. Why are you asking food out of her plate when we got 2 other meals that are the same as mine, untouched? I was trying to give her the trays, and she was like, you know those kids that like push their plate of food when they don't want it? That's how she was. I was giving her the tray and she's like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. And for the briefest moment, again, that made me feel bad. Like, well, damn, maybe I should have shared my food. I'm so glad I didn't. No is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain why you don't want to share your food if you say no. You don't have to over-explain to somebody why they hurt your feelings. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So anyway, that's my 15-minute rant. We're on 15 minutes now. So this is the aftermath. Just some things to keep in mind about, you know, that whole little rant I just did on boundaries. So 3 things. Number 1, I think this is what people mean when they say, just do it anyway because they're going to judge you no matter what. I would rather put up boundaries, and hypothetically, if people were to hate me or whatever for setting those boundaries, I'd rather have people hate me for setting boundaries and protecting my peace than not setting boundaries at all and letting people walk all over you and judge you. So I think that's what people mean when they say, just do it anyway. People will judge you anyway. Just set up boundaries. People are going to make you feel some type of way either way anyway. Second thing is, when you're setting your boundaries, do not over-explain yourself. Don't. It's like the third final story I did on my rant about how my mother wanted me to share some of my food. And I said no. And I didn't over-explain myself like, oh, well, I was hungry and I didn't eat anything all day. Like, no is a complete sentence. So just to reiterate that. And lastly, I think boundaries are a good thing. Boundaries are a good thing because when you tell somebody, hey, don't do this no more, I'm not comfortable with that, let's say, it's a good way to see how they'll react and what type of person they are. If you set the boundary or bring up to somebody, hey, you said and done something that really hurt my feelings, usually the first thing good people will say is, I'm sorry, man, what can I do to make you feel better? But if they react the other way when you say, hey, I'm uncomfortable, please don't do this again, or whatever, and they get defensive, or they try to guilt trip you, or they ghost you, like in my case, that's really a good way. Don't take that as a loss. It's a good way to see what type of person they are, whether it's through silence, ignoring you, making you feel bad. It really shows their character and what type of person they are. So that's my 3 little things if anyone's having trouble setting boundaries. I'm learning this whole thing too, so let's do it together.